All right, in this video, I'm going to catch characters on fire, players and non-players alike. So I run through the fire. Oh man, I'm on fire. Zombies are going to run through the fire. They're on fire too. At least some of them. And it's doing damage. It's ticking away. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll die soon if I don't put the fire out. So I go in the water, I put the fire out. I thought that'd be pretty cool. This is a remake from an older video. There's a few things I didn't like in the older video, so I decided to redo it and clean it up. So let's get started with that. All right, so I got a terrain. I got the terrain because I'm going to add water to it, right? So this is a fresh world, fresh terrain world. Let's go to terrain, turn off that grass because I don't like it. Boom, it's off. And then let's add a part to the world. That's going to be my fire part, right? Fire part. And then we'll add a fire to the fire part. There's the fire. And then let's make this part about the same size as the fire. So I'm going to go down to size. I'll make it, 2 by 2 by 2. I'll pull this out of the ground. There we go. And can collide, turn that off. Anchored, turn that on. And then finally, let's make it transparent. Let's go up here. Transparency, 1. Now we can't see it. Cool beans. Let's add a script. There we go. We'll call this fire effect. Right? We're going to do the damage and stuff in there. Let's go ahead and get a variable for our fire part. Script.parent. We'll get a debounce so it doesn't keep lighting the same body parts on fire over and over and kill us too quickly. So we'll get this can touch. We'll initially make it true. I'm going to do a local function called onTouch with other part as a parameter. OnTouch is going to be called when the fire part's touched event is activated. We're going to connect that to onTouch, right? Just like that. Get rid of those 2 extra parentheses, right? So when we touch the fire part, this is going to be called, it's going to go up here, it's going to pass in whatever touched that part. And then let's check that part to see if there is a humanoid associated with it. So hum is short for humanoid. We'll say other part dot parent. If that's a foot, the parent's going to be the character. And then the character will do a find first child to look for a humanoid. I can make that a little smaller so we can fit it all on the screen. There we go. All right. So we'll check to see if it's a humanoid, right? Like the train, we don't want to catch that on fire. And can touch is true. So we can in fact touch it. Once we touch the fire part, we're going to turn can touch off by setting it to false. And then we'll create a fire, an instance of a fire, right? Create, let's say instance.new fire. Parent is going to be the other part, the body part that actually touched the fire effect part, right? Let's name the fire as fire or whatever you want to name it, right? It could be like character fire or something. And then we'll do, we don't have to do enable. It'll be enabled by default. Let's just go ahead and spawn an anonymous function that's going to do damage. So this will spawn this in a new thread and it'll go until it's exhausted. So we could get many of these, right? Let's do a while loop in there. We're going to check for the existence of the fire, right? Because don't forget, we can put the fire out with the water. And let's do a fire.parent to make sure that exists, right? Because we're going to destroy the fire. We're going to die. Things like that's going to happen. Let's check to make sure the humanoid still exists. Oh, I got to do an and humanoid exists, and humanoid dot health is greater than 0. If all those things are true, we will continue that loop. I'm going to move this to another line so you can see it easier. There we go. All right, so we're going to check for the fire. The fire's parent exists. The humanoid exists. The health is greater than 0. If any of those things don't happen, we're going to break that loop. But if they do happen, we're going to keep damaging our whatever character it is. So we'll do a hum, take damage, and I don't know. I think I'm going to set it to like 5. 5's pretty good. And then we'll just wait a second, right? So it'll pulse 5 points of damage every second. Cool. Let's go down here, right? Right here, that weight. We're going to do a weight. And this is for the debounce. So we're only going to wait really a second in between the touches. Oh man, I did it again. What do I want? Can touch. Can touch equals true. Cool, because this is going to be in a new thread. So this is not going to slow things down. It's going to spawn that off. Then we wait a second. We're going to turn our brick back on. So now we can go ahead and check to see if we can catch fire. Now let's check for our output to make sure we don't have any errors. Oh my gosh, where's that fire? Way over there. Let's get that closer to the center. All right. Let's go get the fire part. And let's move it to, I don't know, 10, 11, 10. Close to the center of the world. Hit F. You can frame in. Play. Now we should be close to it. There it is. We'll run through it. Oh, look at that. We're on fire. We're taking damage. Cool. And we can be on fire multiple times. It's just there's going to be now see there's a lot of fires. Boom. We got a lot of body parts on fires. Some body parts multiple times. But that's good. That's fine. Let's add our water effect so we can put the fire out. Go to editor, edit. What do I want? Paint, paint. Get down here, water. Boom. Put some water in there. Nice. Let's get rid of that. Now the water won't put the fire out by itself. We actually have to put the fire out. So let's go ahead and add a part. And make sure collisions are off. Scale. Make this a little bigger so it covers the water. And we'll just go ahead and move it down. Whoops. Move it down a little bit, but we have to make it invisible. So I'll go to this transparency, make that 1 so you can't see it. And then we'll have can collide will be off, and then anchored will be on, right? And that's going to be called water part. Water part. Cool. Let's add a script to that. We'll call this water effect. Cool. We'll get rid of that. We don't need this. Not now, anyway. And it's going to be similar. We're going to have our water part. Script.parent. We'll do a local function on touch. Other part, just like the fire. We're going to get a humanoid, just like on the fire. Other part parent. Find first child. That's a humanoid. Nice. And we don't need a debounce here, but we do need to check to see if the humanoid exists. And then let's get a list of the body parts. Whoops, body parts. So the other part, there we go, parent, is the character. We'll do get descendants. Get descendants. There we go. That'll get all the descendants of the character. I'm not going to bother checking to see if they're base parts or not. I'll just go through all of them. So for I and V in pairs of body parts do. Right? We're going to look for the fire. We'll say V. So V is the body part. I is going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just a counter. V is the body part. We'll say find first child. That's a fire. Right? If fire, then fire destroy. Right? Cool. And then we'll just go ahead and get that water part. Water part. Dot. Let me move that up so you can see it. On touch or touched event. And then connect to on touch. Get rid of those 2 extra parentheses. And when we touch our water part, it's going to connect to this on touch function. The other part, like our foot or whatever, will be passed in, and then we're going to destroy any fires that are on us. So let's go ahead and try it out. Should we get a zombie chasing us? I'm sure it works with the zombie. Where's our fire? There it is. Cool beans. Let's see. We're doing damage. We're getting the water. It puts it out. Let's see what happens when we die of fire damage. So I'm going to get this. I'm going to get a lot of body parts here, so I die quicker. Remember, we can only get one part per second. There we go. Oh, look. Let's check to see, make sure there's no errors. There is no errors. This is looking good. Good luck in this video. I'm glad I got to clean it up a little bit. A lot of people like to set characters on fire.